Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing out there? I'm just testing out these new Krylon Fusion cans. You know, it's almost like they've been watching the videos. Maybe they have been, I don't know. Some of the colors are actually pretty decent. I've been using this matte ink blue and the matte white. Check out this matte white. Cover's pretty good. I gotta tell you, that's like night and day for old Krylon. They're still using the male valves, although they went to a more practical version, one that you can adapt with. So we'll say they're 75% there. Almost there, not quite Krylon, not quite, but you're getting there. But you know what, we're gonna do a video today. I thought it'd be fun to integrate some of these Krylon cans into the video, see what they're all about. I got a bunch of paint here. I don't know what I'm gonna use. So why don't we go over to the desk, my desk, and we'll take a look at what we got going today. All right, guys, I got a nice little mix of paint here. I thought it'd be fun to just kind of throw a bunch together, see what we got going. It looks like I got some Montana Black, what is this, Wall Rot, whatever it's called. I got some prints. I got some gloss grape here. I got some sugar paint. I got some Krylon Fusion. There's your jungle green, guys. I even got some Acme paint. I got some Yardmaster. I got a little mix of everything. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of throw it all together, see what would happen, see what we can make with these colors. So let's get cracking. I think I want to do my fill starting with some purples. Why don't we start with this? This is gloss grape. And I got the female fat cap on that. This thing stays married to this can. You can't go wrong. So let's get cracking. All right, guys, we're about to get started over here. We're gonna start painting this quick little piece right here. And I wanna talk a little bit about moving on to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been goofing around a bit. We've been having some fun. But we've also been kind of covering the basics. You know, the basic foundational elements of doing graffiti, you know what I'm saying? So now we're kind of moving on to a next level, not just doing the bars of the letter, but actually shaping the bars themselves into different shapes and whatnot, almost like you're a blacksmith and you're hewing your wrought iron pieces with a hammer, you're putting it in the fire, you're forging it, you're annealing that metal, you're making it stronger, you're forging that baby, you're making your stuff. So what we're doing today is I'm gonna show you some basics, and forgive me, we're getting some shadows here, so if you can't see it, I'll show it at the end of the video in an early time shot where the light's better, golden hour, you know what I'm saying? But we'll soldier through here, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, so now here's a piece I did. I'm working on it right now. It says PECOR, P-E-C-O-R. All right, so what we're doing today is just some basic connection techniques, like bringing a letter here, putting a bar here to connect to the C like that, doing a little like interlock here, connecting to the E right here. So now you're kind of seeing some basic connection points. So you can make them, break them, and put them back together. Your own way you want to do it. So what we're doing today is, if you can see up here, it's more narrow up here than it is down here. Narrow, wider, narrow, wider. And so we bring it nice and fat to the bottom, creates a much more dynamic look to the letter, if you catch my drift. And I kind of integrate that within the whole piece. You see on the C here, it's narrower at the tip, it gets fatter at the end, where it connects right here, and it creates a more chunky, dynamic looking letter form. You feel me? So this might be a little tip that you can use to kind of start creating a little bit more dynamic styles. We'll talk about style more later. This is just the basics. Just the basics. All right, let's move it a little bit closer over here so you can see it better. As you can see, we're doing the same technique here with the narrow at the end and bringing it fat where the bend is. Almost like where, you know, when you bend a piece of metal and it kind of blows out and gets fat at the bending point. It's kind of what you're doing right there, I guess. Also on the top of the P, instead of just doing a basic top, I added a little bit of funk up here just to kind of thicken it up, give it like a regal headdress, if you will. Not unlike the Egyptian pharaohs of old. Speaking of history, I'm definitely doing another history video for those who ask. I think I'm doing Persepolis next time, Persepolis. I think that's what I want to do. Oh, also, what was the other thing? The Rick and Morty. Someone asked me about the Rick and Morty. I guess I'd mentioned that I'd paint that for you guys. I guess I forgot. I forget sometimes. So we'll do that too. Rick and Morty soon. These are just some basic things to consider when you're doing your letter. You can do however you want. You can do biomechanical, you can do old school, you can do whatever. All right, up first we're gonna start using this gloss grape from Rust-Oleum. Now there's some colors of Rusto I really like, and this is one of them. I gotta tell you, man, they knocked it out of the park with this color. Look how beautiful and vibrant it is. And it just lays down the line like no one's business. I gotta tell you, gloss grape, it's the closest thing that I've found to Cess Violet. Oh, I'm sorry, they don't call it Cess Violet anymore. Whatever they call it. Oh, Current. That's right, Current. Man, look at this. Thick. T-H-I-C-C, thick. So let's go ahead and start lacing some of this in here. All right, guys, that color went in beautifully. So now let's go ahead and start this, I can't pronounce it, Waltrot, I guess it is. And this is with the Euro FEAT cap. One of my favorite caps, by the way. In case you haven't noticed, I'm doing like a Harlequin style fill, where it's just like random colors. And we'll see where we go with this. I don't know. Will it suck? We'll see. I do like this color though. It covers so good. It's just, and it's like that old, it's almost like a country blue, like the old school country blue, but it's in the vein of purple. All right guys, we got a can of Prince right here in the Iron Lac cans, and I got the Euro FEAT on there. And I've used the Prince before. You guys know I really like this color. It's very regal purple. Let's go ahead and fill in. Hey, what's going on guys? So I'm in the process of chopping in my outline, and I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of switch it up. I'm using the Krylon Fusion for this. This is the satin black Krylon. Thank you for the check, Krylon, really appreciate that. Someone told me I was shilling for Krylon. Come on now. Well, even if I was, so what? I'm still honest with my, forgot my cool guy shades. Even if I was, so what? So what? A man's got to eat, right? So we're gonna go ahead and start outlining this with the Krylon Fusion. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to see how it holds up. A couple thoughts on this. I'm using the All-Star cap on it right now. I haven't had a chance to go through all the caps yet. So far I found it creates a nice line, although it does it's very flary with the All-Star cap, so you have to really kind of keep an eye on that, or you'll get uneven sized lines. But you could use that to your advantage, you know what I'm saying? So if you paint that way, you might actually really like this combo. I will say this satin black Fusion is a wonderful outline black. It's thick, it's clean, almost Euro looking, if you know what I mean. It's got that kind of almost Molotov Euro kind of look to it. So I would recommend it for outlining. So far, so good. So when we go ahead and finish this up, and we'll start talking about our 3D. See you guys in a second. All right, let's go ahead and start filling it in. And as you can see, this is what I'm talking about, is with this cap, very flary, which again, I didn't expect when I mounted it, but it is it's kind of an interesting cap. But look how nicely this covers in. This is actually better than ultra flat black of old. I would say it's a better paint altogether. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. All right guys, we went ahead and got our negative space filled in for our 3D. That's the first step you want to do. Just fill in the negative space, that way you don't have to worry about it, and start going with whatever direction you want to go. Negative space filled, then figure out your direction, because you can do a 3D going this way, you can do a 3D going that way, you can do a 3D going up, you can go a 3D going down. Now there's certain types of 3Ds that are more aesthetically pleasing than others. I would say anything going with the flow of the letter is probably going to be more aesthetically pleasing, but that's it's not a rule. You can do a 3D going wherever you want. This is your own universe. You know what I'm saying? But when we're in this universe, I'm going to show you how to do a drop down 3D. That's where the 3D goes down to like it's shooting up into the sky, like a rocket into space. So right over here, I just started by drawing some lines going down. Keep the line the same length. Do a line like this, do a line like this, then connect it, just like this. Line, line, connect. Line, line, connect. Line, connect. Line, line, connect. Does that make sense? Now remember, it might not be perfect as you're sketching it out. That's okay. We'll step back and look at it when we're done, and we'll make any adjustments we need. So let me go ahead and start adding this in, and we'll get to the next step. Man, guys, I gotta tell you, I really am starting to like this Krylon Fusion. In particular, the black. It covers nicely, it does the job. Not too shabby. So anyways, we got our 3D blocked in. We got to that step, which is great. Let's start filling in some of the background. I think I'm gonna use some Yard Master. I got a really cool color called Brick. I think it would offset with this color rather nicely. So let me go grab that real quick. All right, we're gonna rock some of this brick. Oh yeah. That brick is thick. It is a really nice shade. Look at that. I'm a big fan of this color. Right now we have this only in the 30 pack. So if you want to try it out, you got to get a 30 pack, guys. That's the only way you're going to see it. Let's go ahead and fill this in. All right, guys, we're at the next step where I'm just kind of filling in some background noise just to kind of, you know, cover the wall, if you will. And I got a can of this Acme paint here. I want to have a little fun, have our own little kind of thing going on, and that's why we came out with this, which I think is a very handsome design, by the way. This is a misprint, as you can see. It's got a double label on the can. That's me and my crappy sticker machine work there. Very thick. It makes a very nice, clean line, and I'm rather fond of it. These are available in a retail store in Seattle. So if you ever come out to Seattle, we have these in shop for $4.49. Online, only available in 30 packs. So let's get cracking. I'll start filling this in. We'll move on to the next. All right, let's go ahead and lace in some menthol. This is Molotov Premium, and you know, Molotov's a funny one because I gotta tell you, it is my favorite paint. Of all the paints I've used, it's still my favorite. It covers, it's got a way of covering that's just very unique. Some colors will have better coverage in one paint line versus another paint line. It's not a constant, but what is a constant is the smooth delivery, the feel and the touch of this. It's an old school lacquer. That's what it is. It's like a lacquer they made back in the 60s, what they used to paint cars with. There's no other paint like that in the world. This is very unique in that aspect. It really is a gorgeous color. Quite. All right, guys, right now I'm using Marigold. This is a Rust-Oleum color, and we're using the Rusto Female Fat Cap right now. Now, this Marigold's a really nice shade. It is on the runny side. In fact, it's very runny, extremely runny. And you really gotta shake it. Notice it really needs a hard shake, or you're gonna get two-tone color spray. You see that right there? See how it's lighter than that is? Really got to shake this stuff up. It does cover nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, let me try that again. Yeah, that's getting better. So like I said, you gotta shake the hell out of it if you want it to paint right. Yeah, that's interesting. Kinda on my shit list right now. Hey, what's up guys? I'm doing my character right now. It's gonna be Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons. This is from a special Halloween episode, by the way, when he, can you see me? Sorry about the shadows. It's a special Halloween episode where Willie is he's a can of bug spray, and he's spraying Ralph, I think, dressed as a fairy, but he thinks he's a bug. Creepy Halloween thing, I know. But I kind of like Groundskeeper Willie. He's an interesting character for sure. Maybe a little politically incorrect for today's day and age, but we'll fix that. But he's comedy, baby. Comedy needs to be a little dangerous for it to work. And Willie's an interesting character, and he's playing a bit of a caricature of himself because he's dressed up as the bug spray, or he's morphed into this monster. You know, there's an inner meaning in that, I'm sure, but it's just supposed to be funny. So anyways, he's going to be adorning my wall, but instead of bug spray, he's gonna be a can of spray paint, of course. So I'm gonna start lacing him in. When I'm back, I'll probably be done with it. So just bear with me. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, dope. Willie came out great. Sorry to speed through that part. I just need to get the video done. We'll do another character tutorial soon, so no worries, fam. Why don't we go ahead and move on back to the piece for now. We're gonna go ahead and lay in our outer. I think it's time for an outer, so let's get cracking. Alright guys, I'm using, I don't even know what color this is. Jesus. Shock Pink Light for my outer. I think it'll contrast pretty well. It was the only color that was kind of opposite of what I'm using right now. So we'll go ahead and get that laced in. Once we get that done, we'll start cleaning up the piece, then we can throw shines on it, and then we'll be done. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get on the shines here. I'm going to use this Krylon Fusion with the All-Star cap. It's a nice cap for these cans. But let's see how it rocks for the shines. I'm kind of curious myself. A little getting used to, but once I got the hang of it, the feel of this can with this cap, I noticed you can get those really nice kind of fat to skinny lines, not dissimilar to the old German outline 3s. See what I'm talking about? How you can do these kind of like kind of shines where you like start a little fat and kind of flare them in, fat to skinny like that. It's a cool look, you know what I mean? So if you want to get that kind of style with your shine, these fusions, they work great for that. It's a softer spray, it's not super hard, provided that you get really close, it'll get very fine, of course. But for average spray sizes up here, it tends to soften up a little bit. Nevertheless, it's a very great combo, especially if you're like, you know, on that tip and you just need to get a domestic can or whatever, you're on the run. Can't Can't beat it. Can't beat it. So anyways, let's move on to the next step. I'm debating whether I want to put 3D highlights in or not. What do you guys think? Should we do it? Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start rocking in those 3D highlights in there for you. And you know what? I think we're gonna use the jungle green. Old school Krylon jungle green is back again. And yes, it is a little on the watery side. I did notice that. But you can still control it with the, what is this? That's not a good idea. With the All-Star cap, it does the same effect as with the white. I thought it was rather nice. So why don't we use it for our 3D highlights here? Let's start spraying with it, see what it's all about. Definitely have to move quickly with it, or it might run. So get your practice going, boys. Get your practice going. But it's a nice shape. I kind of like this. I actually kind of like that it's a little bit on the soft side. You know, Krylon though, really need to make it a little bit thicker, guys. I think if you're gonna bring back a classic color, if you're gonna bring back the old school color, make it an example, not just something you add to the line. The color is on point though. I will say this, the color looks right. I've seen a few people online saying, oh, it doesn't match the original color, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, have you taken an old can and sprayed it next to each other? I mean, I haven't done that, but just by judging on the ones that I've seen, it looks pretty damn close. So quit bitching, they're trying their best. But yo, I think it works great for the highlights. Let's finish up. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and finish this up. I'm gonna do a little spray coming out of here. You know what I'm saying? A little spray of the paint from Groundskeeper Willie the can. And I'm gonna use this Krylon matte white with the high output cap. I believe this is the high output. It's the one under our Valspar caps with the blue dot. It's either the high output or the Tagger's Choice. I don't remember. I'll put a link below. But let's go ahead and start cracking with it. Blue dot, fat cap on the Krylon. All right, guys, I've been doing a little bit of testing, just seeing how like the Krylon sets up and, you know, just like layering test and whatnot. And I noticed something that you might want to check out here. The Krylon, if you try to paint with like an acrylic paint, like something acrylic like this, over the Krylon while it's still wet, it will start to eat it a little bit. So if you're doing a layer of Krylon and you got to go over it with like flame blue or with, you know, 94 Montana Gold or any of those acrylic paints, let the Krylon set first before you put the layer on. Or you'll kind of get a little bit of eating right here. I mean, it's fine, I'll just leave it. But you know, if you really want the crispy, let it dry first. One thing I did notice though is this. See how crisp I got these little shines on his eyes right here? This can has like a little bit of a delay in it when you go to spray it. And if you use it to your advantage, you can get perfect little eye highlights in the eyes with the Fusion. So if you take that little delay in the valve, just lightly press it, you have a lot of control over those little fine tint lines. So that's kind of cool about these. The Rustos aren't like that. It's very unique to these Krylon. What else? I guess that's it. Let me finish up a few little things and we'll move on to the next. But anyways, yo, it came out really nice, guys. I'm really enjoying the colors. I like the spectrum that I got going on here. If I would have gone back, I probably would have done the outer with the jungle green and done the 3D highlights with the pink. I think it would have popped off a little bit better, but we can't turn back time. We just got to roll with it. All in all, I think it looks pretty good. You know what? I do see something I don't like, actually. I do see something I don't like. Better. Okay, I just wanted to fix that little 3D right there. I think it was just a little bit off. But anyways, why don't we go back to the warehouse? We'll do one of my classic closeouts where we talk at my desk and we'll rap about these colors, talk about the news of the day or whatever. I'll see you guys in a second. Enjoy. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to go outside, try out some different new techniques and show you guys that you can expand beyond what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I say you know what I'm saying a lot lately. That's like my new all right dope. You know what it is? It's like, you know, when I watch a lot of YouTube videos, whenever I see someone who's first started doing it, they do a lot. You know, and people do that in their normal conversation. You know, like you know, and so I'm always like trying to find ways to not go in my videos. So I'll say like little random phrases, and it kind of helps me time things. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's funny how humans do that, you know. Language is a strange thing. But anyways, so you know, all these paints seem to work pretty well together, and I was actually pretty surprised how much the Krylon Fusion has improved. Kudos, Krylon. You're working very hard, I can tell. You know, and I gotta tell you that the can design was pretty nice. You know, considering, you know, domestic paints don't tend to have the cool graffiti labels, right? But I mean, it's a clean, even design, and that does factor into things. Now, I will say this though, I called Lowe's when I heard they got these in. I called them instantly, and I was like, yo, you got the new Fusions in? And I started rapping with the lady who worked there. She had no idea what Krylon Fusion was. She had no idea how it worked. I had to explain to her how Fusion worked over the phone when I was just reading the Krylon website, really. So I think you guys need to do a little bit more training in your retail stores, Krylon, because if that's any indicator, experience with one person, obviously. But I mean, it was a brand new product. You know, a large store like that should have some kind of rollout where all the employees know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So work on that. But man, that white and the black, and what was that blue? What was that blue? Oh yeah, this one right here, that matte ink blue. Ooh, man, that covered really nice. This almost reminds me of that Make It Suede blue. Remember the Make It Suede? Oh man, I remember when all the dollar stores had Make It Suede blue, and that burgundy Make It Suede. I think it was called like wine, I think. All the graffiti in like 2002 was Make It Suede blue. You guys remember. But anyway, but you know, it's fun. You know, I'm glad we can like do a mix of paints, because I think that's really how artists work. You know, you use a little bit of everything, and that's why we like to carry a little bit of everything here. I wish we could carry Krylon. They just can't make it worth our while. Maybe they can. Hint, hint. Someone was asking about the Acme paint, and we don't have these in individual cans right now. We're only doing them in the 30 packs. But they're a great deal. The 30 packs, you're getting them for like, I think like $3.95 a can on the 30 packs. And if you get the free shipping, $3.95 out the door, baby. That's cheaper than what these cost in a retail store. You know, we're always trying to find ways to create good deals, and this was the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely, you know what I'm saying? We're definitely gonna have more of these in the future. I really like this, what was this color? This Walt Rot? I think I'll be using more of this. And this actually looks like the Make It Suede blue. Really good stuff. You know, and the prints. Oh man, such a beautiful color. Such a beautiful color. So, you know, bottom line, A graffiti artist uses what is at his disposal, or her disposal, or Zer's disposal. Definitely check out those 30 packs. I think they're a great deal right now, and you know, with the free shipping, you can't beat it. But yo, if you're in a store and you see that Krylon Fusion, pick it up, bros. Not too shabby, not too shabby at all. But anyways, I got to get going. It's time for me to grab some lunch, and gotta finish my coffee first. I'm like an old man now. Eat like a hamburger and drink a coffee. I'm starting to get a lot of back pain lately. Age is starting to show, guys. Speaking of age, before I get out of here, if you're in New York, be sure to give a call to Tough City, because they do a Old Timers Day. They got some really great like walls you can go paint. I think they're the ones that have the big subway car in there. But they do this thing called Old Timers Day, and it's super cool, man. It's basically all the old school writers, like 1983 and earlier guys. Like these are our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys are still alive and they're still doing their thing, and it's so cool to see them get together and paint. But you know, you had like Tacky 183 was there, Cornbread was there. I mean, these guys are legends. I'll put a few flicks up on the end of this video so you can check it out. But I mean, it was just like really inspiring to see that. And if you're a young artist, I think it would be very crucial to go to one of those events so you could interact with these guys and understand where we came from. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So anyways, definitely Google Tough City, Tuff City. They have the Old Timers Day, and it's a cavalcade of legends. That's what it is. That's what it is. But anyways, I gotta go, guys. This is artprimo.com, artprimo.com, and we are your #1 source for all things graffiti, street art, tagging, mixed media artists, old ladies painting their wicker furniture. I take everybody. I'm open to everyone, no matter who you are. Give me a call, 206-365-4083, 206-365-4083. And that's me, GR. I'll see you guys later.